Lego Set 652, the cargo train, otherwise known as the freight train. This set offers a lot of capabilities in terms of switching and play value. Coupling the cars and uncoupling them, as well as switching the orientation and position of the cars, is possible through the generous assortment of track and sidings. This set comes with a number of accessories such as a cargo truck as well as a freight terminal facility. Let's take a look at everything that you get. Here's the cargo train, the freight terminal or gantry crane, as well as a cargo truck. Here's a closer view showing all the accessories. One of the things that Lego failed to mention and to supply was the need for a small jeweler's screwdriver, which you will need to be able to fully utilize this set. You can buy this at most office supply stores or hardware stores. This tiny screwdriver will enable you to open the battery box so that you can get the batteries inside. In addition, when it's time to replace or remove the batteries, you will need this small screwdriver so that you can remove the batteries without damaging the springs in the battery box. Should you decide to remove the power supply cable to the battery box, you will need this jeweler's screwdriver to gently pry out using the indentations the piece that connects the wire to the box. On top of the locomotive, we see what's representative of exhaust fans. Pressing on this will turn the locomotive on or off. You will notice that the locomotive is on when you see a tiny green light appear. To remove the batteries, simply pry off the large blue side pieces that are held in place with only 5 studs. The roof will then come off in one complete assembly. Removing and replacing batteries should take approximately 2 to 3 minutes and does not involve tearing apart the entire locomotive. I did not put the stickers on the large blue pieces as I was unsure of my capabilities to put them on perfectly straight. Let's take a look at this train in action. So we can see the North American looking locomotive pulling 3 cars, 3 versions of a flat car. I like everything about this set with the exception of this last car. It's highly European looking. Here we can see it's much shorter than the other flat cars and it only has 2 axles. In contrast to everything else which has 4 axles, including the locomotive. When we look at this car in greater detail, we can see that even though it's a stock car for hauling animals, it does not look like a North American prototype. Again, it looks very European, especially with its 2 axles. The one redeeming factor about this car is that it comes with a unique animal, a bull, which I haven't seen in any other sets. To remove the bull, it comes with a drop-down gate. Unfortunately, this set lacks anything to do with animals beyond this car. There's no cattle pens, there's nothing agricultural, and this car does not belong with this set. Here we see a load of what should be cable spools. I wish Lego would have given us an additional chain or perhaps a way of tying down and securing the load other than this one single chain. Nevertheless, it is an interesting load and it does create some interesting play value. The third car we're going to look at is the blue flat car. It comes with a forklift, which really does belong at the gantry crane location. I wish they would have included some crates or something of that nature beyond this load, but we've got what we've got. Here we show the freight terminal or gantry crane, and we can see there's the truck parked in front and what appears to be 2 stands to the right of the gantry crane. This just begs to have a load of rail or some sort of long pieces put on it. Unfortunately, they haven't given us anything to put there. Here's another view of the gantry crane showing a unique view where we can see some of our minifigures and of course the dolly. We can see the back of the office, and the stickers really bring this gantry crane model to life. It just looks really good. I really like the play value, and this is probably one of the neatest things in the whole set beyond the locomotive. Let's take a look at how this gantry crane operates. Here we can see the locomotive coming up to our gantry crane. We have the unique columns that are very unique to this kit. They actually have a front and a back to those columns, so as we change our views, you'll see that the columns appear different. I wish that there was the possibility to buy these columns and pieces of rail separately so that we can make our gantry crane much longer than what they've allowed here in this kit, as this is just quite basic. Nevertheless, you can get 2 cars on the railroad siding. Depending how you arrange your track, you can possibly get all 3. I decided to do a nice switching arrangement, so my sidings allow 2 cars at the gantry crane site. So here is our gantry crane. We can see we can swivel this back and forth, this hook piece. In addition, the whole crane travels forwards and backwards and really allows you to move your hook system basically just about anywhere within the parameters of this crane. We see a hook that's connected to what would appear to be a magnetic hookup, or that's what I'm assuming it's supposed to represent, but of course it just ties into picking up studded pieces of Lego. So you can create your own crates, your own interesting loads, a lot of different possibilities here. And as we turn this around, we can see another view. There's the little dolly I talked about in the background behind the minifigs. Just an overall well thought out piece. We can adjust those lights on top for pretend nighttime loading and unloading of the cargo facility. And there's our office and back to our original side view. Looking at the office in detail, we can see there's a desk, a computer, and of course the coffee cup. Here we are looking again at those unique girders and of course those racks begging for long pieces of Lego. I don't know, maybe some Lego Technic beams would look good on there if you can't get individual pieces of rail. There's our minifig with his work clothes on. Again, another view of the minifigs showing they all have protective headgear, most of them do, safety vests, overalls on, and they just have a really nice industrial look to those characters. Another view of our gantry crane, a little bit broader, showing the full width of it. And as we're going to jump to the top here, we can see the overhead mechanism in a little better detail. And finally, here's our cargo truck. Really commercial looking. I guess it's supposed to represent a 5-ton. The license plates are stickers. I put these on as I was pretty confident in my skill, as these stickers are actually quite small and they help bring the model to life, and just overall they're a nice effect. Once again, I'm going to emphasize the jeweler's screwdriver and the fact that you should buy 9 AAA batteries. Make sure those are AAA batteries, the smaller ones, because you need 3 for the remote and 6 for the locomotive. Here I'm indicating our speed and direction controller. A little too sensitive for my liking, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. The red button is to turn the locomotive off in the event that you're having issues with turning the little knob. And of course our polarity switch for switching directions of the locomotive. If you like this video, like it and please subscribe. I hope you learned something new, especially the fact that you need to have AAA batteries, 9, and a small jeweler's screwdriver, which will come in handy for some of the other sets as well. Thanks for watching and have a great day.